This is a big year for TNT as we're about to begin our 24th year. We have trained over 500,000 athletes just like you, and we're really excited to announce that we have hit the $1 billion mark in dollars raised for blood cancer research. $1 billion, that's a lot of money. Because of you and the money you raise, we're doing great things for cancer research, and we get one step closer to a cure every day. Team in Training continues to be a strong fundraising force with active support of participants like you. So again, I want to say mahalo. Real quick, I want to read something. So the San Francisco chapter has these on their tables. Heroes come in all shapes, colors, and sizes. They are fighters, fighting to attain goals set before them. Heroes fight to reach the next mile, to ask for one more dollar. Heroes fight to live. The course has been set. Leukemia is the opponent. Countless heroes have gone before with great success. They believe in an ideal world without fate or destiny, where all have a chance. Heroes keep fighting to spare even one the agony of hopelessness. In a world starving for heroes, I am a hero. Every single one of you guys sitting here is a hero. You have raised over $200,000 in the fight against blood cancer. So give yourselves a round of applause.
I guess, it was in the middle of May. I went to the first organizational meeting. I kind of thought about, it'd been 2 years since I'd been diagnosed with AML. And what can I do to help other people? I've been hearing stories. Once you've been through that journey, you find the stories and they find you. And the person I run for, his name is Tony. And he's a special education teacher who has been fighting for almost 6 months now. And his journey has a long way to go. He was supposed to be scheduled for a bone marrow transplant on Tuesday. It's been pushed off due to complications, which you all know the stories of leukemia. So these are the people we run for, and it's the reason I run. But to tell you my story, in May of 2009, my wife and I were preparing to go to a barbecue at a couple of friends' house. She was 4 months pregnant with our twin daughters at the time. And she was experiencing some complications during her pregnancy, which was making life pretty strenuous on us both. And I was showing a lot of signs that, in hindsight, are typical leukemia symptoms. But that morning, something different happened. I got a nosebleed, and it lasted for 5 hours. I got it stopped. Being a stubborn Midwesterner, said, let's go to the barbecue, Let's go have a couple of beers, hang out with our friends, do whatever. So we did. Later that night, I got another nosebleed. This one put us in the emergency room. The original diagnosis was inconclusive. My wife was scheduled to have a baby shower the next morning for our unborn children, and I did all I could to negotiate with the doctor to get out of being admitted that night. And the line that stuck with me from that conversation was, you're having a spontaneous bleed that we don't know what's causing it. It's only in your nose right now. What happens if it goes to your brain? With that, I went to the ICU. I got 3 units of blood. Spent a lot of night thinking, what's happening? Who's going to take care of my wife? Who's going to take care of my children? A lot of things going on. Monday morning, I got a bone marrow biopsy and found out that I was very, very stricken with acute myeloid leukemia. And when the doctor gave me the diagnosis, I said, "What's the prognosis, doc?" And he said, "I wouldn't toss a coin." So that began the journey. I started chemotherapy the Wednesday, so the nosebleed happened on Saturday. Wednesday, they hung the first bag of for the induction chemotherapy, and it didn't work. A week later, get a biopsy, get the results. Doc says, still there, still have cancer. Well, Doc, what do we do? Well, we do it again. We did it again. A month later, after the initial diagnosis, I had my third bone marrow biopsy. And of course, my doctor had to go out of town and speak at a convention because he's brilliant. But with that comes with 5 more days of waiting because only he can give me the results of my test. And that's the tough part about having cancer, is sitting there wondering what if, what's going to happen. You're alone with your thoughts for hours and hours a day. And when I wrote my profile for the Minnesota chapter's weekly newsletter, I thought, when all the runs that we did on a Saturday morning, I thought, running and training for this marathon wasn't too different. What made me want to be alone with my thoughts for 4 hours at a time and put my body through hell? It's for everybody so nobody else would have to go through what I went through, basically. It's a terrible, terrible thing, and we all know the statistics. 1 every 4 minutes gets diagnosed, and 1 every 10 doesn't make it. Well, because of all the efforts you guys have done, we're gonna change that, and it's gonna go to 1 in 12 minutes, 1 in 15 minutes, and hopefully we'll get it to a diagnosis of leukemia or lymphoma or myeloma or Hodgkin's. Will just be, you got a cold, you got the flu, it'll work, it'll be okay. You won't have to put your mind and your family through all the terror and struggle that you have to now. So I just want to thank you, and know that who you're running for and what you're running for is very important to a lot of people. So thank you.